Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. Victoria here. I'm happy to have you today. So right in this tutorial, as you've seen on the thumbnail, we are going to learn how to make stockings, knee-high stockings. um, the size I'm doing, it's for a medium small. Yes, now if you have a bigger foot, I think you can just adjust. You just take your tape measure and then you adjust the width. So I've cast on 46 needles using the Iraq method, and I'm working in tension 6, which I think some of you call the gauge size. So it's tension 6 right on my dial. So I'm going to just cast. After casting on, I knit one row and hang up my comb. Then I'm going to knit 30 rows straight. This is for the rib part. So after that, I'm going to just join the rib by picking up the stitches that we had cast on and feeding them into the needles which were in the resting position. If you're here for the very first time, thank you for tuning in. Good to have you. Please consider subscribing to this channel. There's a lot we are learning. You can go through my previous videos and see I have very many beginner tutorials. In case you're just a beginner at knitting, they'll be easy for you to go by and learn something new. And there is a lot that we are learning here. So I'm making a rib, and after that you just knit one row and join the rib. So after this, I'm going to take my row counter back to 0, 0, 0, and then I'm going to leave my tension in 6. I'm not changing my tension at all. I'm going to knit straight up to 156 rows, straight up, nothing. So after this, we are going to get something else. So knit straight up to 156. In case you have a longer leg, you can consider adding on more rows. In case you have a shorter one, you can consider reducing. Yes, so I'm going to knit straight up to 156. So I've reached 156. So at 156, we are going to make our reductions. We are going to reduce needles after 2 rows, both sides, up to needle point here 33, here 34. So we are going to do that needle reduction. You pick a stitch, you transfer to the next. Pick a stitch, transfer to the next. Knit 2 rows. Pick, transfer, pick and transfer, knit 2 rows. Just like that up to my needle point 33, 34. So I've finished with the reductions. Now I'm going to knit straight 60 rows. Now I'm at needle point 60, but however I'd already done one side of the leg, and my carriage at when I was beginning was this side, so and then I had to do the parts here. So now because my carriage is this side, I'm not going to check it. So you have to be really careful where your carriage ends. If your carriage at that point ends at row counter, or when it ends on your right, so the next time, because now we are going to create the heel area, this heel for these stockings, this part. So if we are creating the heel on your first, maybe the right leg, your carriage ended at the right, make sure when you're creating the left leg, your carriage ends at the left. Please mark that, otherwise you might create stockings which are of the same leg. Yes, so be sure to remember that. Now my carriage, when I was creating this leg, which I'll take as the right leg, the carriage was on this side of the left. Now I'm going to work when the carriage is on this side of the right. So I'm going to pull out needles which are opposite the carriage. Yes. You can refer to the baby socks video that I did. I also have detailed explanations on that. You can refer to that video. So because now my carriage is this side, I'm going to be creating a hole which will be on this on the right side. So when my carriage is this side, I'm not increasing and my tension, I'm still maintaining the tension at 6. So we are going to create until we have 80 needles that we've pulled out to create the shape of the heel. So here you knit one row, pull out a needle opposite the carriage, get this thread which passed above the needles, you just pass it under the very first needle and over the rest. So you need to get your weights and just hold them right down here where you separated the needles so that it doesn't jump out. So after that, you knit your row, and then you get this thread, you pass it under the needle that you pulled out, which is in the working position, just like that. And then you go the second time. Whenever your carriage is this side, you pull out a needle, pass it under and above the rest, you knit your row, and then also here you pass it under the first one and over the rest, just like that. You have to adjust your weight so that it doesn't come out. So if I have 6 needles, I'm remaining with 2 more. So this is the 7th. Keep adjusting your weights because it tends to be loose because of the over and above. So make sure I keep adjusting your weight so that the stitches don't jump out of the needles. So now I have 8 needles this side. I'm not going to do any more increases. So when I come to this side, now start my reduction. So you just push back the needle up to position D, so that when you are coming from this side, it will knit and go back to position a B. So just keep doing that. Remember the other time we were increasing, now we are reducing, we are pushing back the needle. As we are shaping the heel. In case you're failing to understand this, I'm going to write a pattern, a PDF, and I'll share it on Seller and on my coffee shop, so you can purchase it there. I'll also share it on my Ravelry. I've not shared anything on my Ravelry account, but I'm going to share it. I'll leave a link for you when I have shared it, so that you can get to, though it will be for purchasing. Yes, just in case you need it, I'll put it up there and you can get it and make your own. Seconds. Oh, I thought I've skipped one. So I need to adjust my weights. Still need to become loose. So you keep on reducing until no more needles are remaining. Side gentle. So one more to go. Okay, so now I'm going to remove my holding position button, push it back to normal. I'll pull these needles to the position, working position, so that my carriage will pass over well. Now I'm going to knit 65 rows. Okay, this was because of here. So I'm going to knit 65 rows straight up, and then we shape the toe area. So now after 65 rows, my row counter, my carriage is on my left side. So if you keep your row count, your counting of the rows without any additions or what, you will find that the carriage will always fall at the right side, at the point where it's supposed to fall, either at the left or at the right. Now remember, when I was shaping this, the heel, my carriage was at the right. Now I'm going to shape the toe area, my carriage is on the left, because I knitted right from when I was joining. When I pulled up the needles to the front, that's when I started counting the first needle, the first row up to the 65th needle. That's why my carriage is at the side. So make sure you keep that in mind. So I'm going to shape the toes the same way without increasing the tension, but still doing the same way we did the heel. Still I'm going to do 8 needles. I'd forgotten to pull out a needle. Yeah, that would. 8, so that is the 8th needle. When my carriage comes this side, I'm going to start the reductions. So that is the last needle. I'm going to remove the holding position button and pull these stitches to the front. Knit 1 row. Okay. Then I'm going to cast off. So casting off and then joining. Now our socks is already done. I'm just going to join it with a blind stitch method. If you prefer joining on your knitting machine or sewing machine, I don't know how it will end up, but I would prefer joining it with a what, because this is how it's just going to be. When you cast off, your toe is going to be like this, so you'll just join with a blind stitch method. You join this part here, and then after you come and join, make sure when you reach this point here where you're shaping the heel, there's always that line which draws it off. I don't know why. So you make sure that you join it at that part, then you go on straight and join up to the upper part. So I'm going to do this off camera, and I'll show you when I'm done with both stockings. All right. So I went on ahead and I finished the stockings with a blind stitch. I didn't put an elastic band, but if you wish to, you can put your elastic band. And this is how they've turned out to be. So subscribe, like, share. Let me know what you think about these beautiful stockings. See you next time. Bye bye.